You know, Coach Lusk, it seems like we need to start changing the days we have our show and the day we play. It's another beautiful day out there Monday. We got to start doing football on Monday, have the show on Saturday.
Let's do it. Maybe it won't rain.
Played a very tough football team in Concord. You know, they were preseason picked to win the conference or up there in the top, preseason top 20 team in the Mountain East, and lost 2 games on the year. And, you know, for a team that lost 2 games, they came in there and, well, they've got got a lot of good players, a lot of different weapons. I must say a lot of weapons. You know, they got a guy can run the ball, they got a guy can throw it, they got a guy can catch it, and that defensive front was hard to do anything.
Well, I tell you, they've got a very good football team and a bunch of returning starters from a year ago that made it all the way to the national semifinals. I think they just got started off a little bit slow this year, and you know, most teams are going to give their best effort when they're playing a good team like Concord, and but they're extremely fast, they're extremely big, strong, physical, and a good solid football team, and to have an opportunity against a bunch like that, you know, you have to play perfect.
Yeah.
And we did not play perfect by any stretch. We had several drop balls, missed tackles, but, you know, give Concord credit for making some of that happen too, in position to make plays and that kind of thing. You know, I thought Jeremy Eubank threw the football extremely well Saturday. Threw for 244, and that's with 7 or 8 drops in there.
Yeah,
and,
there were a lot of drop footballs.
And should have been caught. You know, some of that. I'm sure the ball's wet because it's raining and that kind of thing. But you still have to come up and make the plays. And you know, Skylar Brownlow, what a big day for him. Nice catch there for 50, 60-yard gain there. And I thought Dorian Harris ran the football extremely well. Did a nice job. Terrence Younger, as usual, big play after big play to keep you in it. Zach Blair defensively, another big game. And
this was built up as a battle of Zach Blair, the Cavaliers, against the young fellow from Clintwood, who Austin Dotson, and he's had a heck of a career up there.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I thought, you know, one-on-one, that was interesting to watch those two do battle. Of course, I think the fellow from Clintwood, he's got a lot of help around him.
He's got a lot of surrounding help.
But
there's plenty to go around, but, you know, Concord, once again, you can't give them enough credit. They're a good football team.
Austin Dotson, let's bring him up again here. Now, of course, he's a senior at Concord, and I don't know the answer to this, and I don't know if you could talk about this, but was he on your list to recruit 4 or 5 years ago? I don't know.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I did not know that.
And there were several different scenarios, and I understand exactly why he went to Concord, and ended up at that time being the best fit for him. And Austin and I, you know, Gil and Austin played senior league baseball together, so I've known him for several years. He was the first one to come up and shake my hand before, and all during the game. Fine young man, but at that time, Austin did what was best for Austin, and I understand.
That's what you got to do. And, you know, the fellow from the Bristol paper team was over again, and I talked to him at halftime, our usual visit with him. He's covering the game for UVa-Wise, also covering Austin Dotson, covering our own linebacker. But it was funny at the end of the game. I looked out there and to the right on the end zone there was Austin Dotson in this corner with reporters, and there's Zach at the other end in the end zone. I thought, how fitting.
Oh, yeah, very fitting. But, you know, one thing for sure, it wasn't that Austin did not want to come to UVA-Wise and did not want to play football there and did not want to go to school there. I mean, it had nothing to do with any of those things whatsoever.
Because I remember his comments were, I know a lot of coaches and know a lot of players.
There you go.
And it was fun to go against some of my friends, and you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
I also want to mention the fact that Zach Blair now leads the NCAA Division II in tackles for loss with 19 out there. That was just something he had today.
Okay, well, that's great. I knew he was around the top, didn't know he was sitting at one. That's great.
Now, let's talk about the first quarter where on our road games this year, that's been a very big problem. And, you know, 3 minutes in the game. Here goes Kavanaugh Jones. I'm going to tell you what, once he hit that line of scrimmage, he was gone.
Can he run or what?
Oh, my goodness.
There's a reason why he was all-region, All-American, and everything else last year. He's a player.
62 yards, and I guess there's a little pitch to the right side here. He cut it up, and there was a hole big enough to drive the UVa-Wise bus through there. And when he got past that line of scrimmage, no one's going to catch him.
And, you know, we have done a great job this year overall against the run. But, you know, give Concord credit, huge offensive line, opening up those holes. And not only could Kavanaugh Jones run, they kept bringing a second back in,
Jamal
a third back.
Petty, yes.
I mean, they had 2 or 3 that could run.
They had a second, third string running back that could play first string for a lot of teams.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, just about 3 minutes later, here's Jamal Petty, 3-yard run. So within 5 minutes, it's 14-0 again.
And that's tough against a team like that. It really is.
Then a few plays later, about 6 minutes later, T.J. Smith gets a touchdown pass from Brian Novak. Good quarterback, Novak, 37 yards.
Great
now it's 21-0.
Yeah.
Then some funny things started to happen. You know, we've seen some problems with snaps all year, and now it was 4th down. We're deep in our own territory. The punter's in the end zone, and the ball is snapped. It goes way over his head. Do you know what happened there at all?
Well, I know our long snapper, his back's been bothering him. And he plays a lot of plays and does a lot of things for us. Once again, another rainy day. You don't want to make excuses, but it was tough conditions. It really was. So made the switch, and Jason Candido came in and snapped the rest of the way and did an outstanding job for us. So we're very fortunate that we had another one that we were able to bring in and get the job done.
And then to open up the second quarter, there's another safety when the ball goes over the head of the, I guess, quarterback.
Miscommunication right there.
I think Jeremy was looking left and looking right.
Well, he was checking.
Okay.
He was checking, and we had zone called, and they overloaded that side, and he was checking it the opposite way, and center didn't get it, and bang, there's a snap, and it was one of those things.
Safety.
There you go.
And then they get a 46-yard field goal on a rainy day. Of course, now grant you, the ball was pretty much smack dab middle of the field, but he's got a good kicker.
Good kicker, and he's a returner, and he's been in those situations before.
Now we get our first touchdown in the second quarter, late in the quarter, and it was a hard thing to get because I remember you lined up power I, tried the off-tackle power, which is a normal thing to do, and that didn't work, so all of a sudden you faked it, and you pitched it left to Griffith, and he went in there untouched.
Old toss left off the day,
that was
a dive
a good
play.
call.
Well,
they had the middle all clogged up.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, anytime you got a defense that pursues as well as Concord does, you know, you try to take advantage of that and hold it against them, and that able to get it in right there. And you know, once again, the kids are playing hard, not giving up, and we're able to get it in there.
All right, so you score there, then you hold them, and you try to call a few timeouts. You force, they held us, and we punted, and then I think they muffed the punt. We recovered the ball in midfield.
Yes.
And had a chance, and we're trying to go in and score again. Stop right there. Then you use timeouts, try to get the ball back again, and lo and behold, they score again. It's just one of those things that didn't work out.
Well, it's, you know, you got to try to win the thing and get back in it, and that's what we were trying to do. And they've got several playmakers. Number 5, the Smith kid, the receiver, can fly along with the running backs, quarterback, and they just did a nice job, and they're tough to contain the whole time.
Now, one of the things I know that I miss in coaching is when you talk to opposing coaches before a game, the camaraderie of coaching in high school around here was awfully good. And this fella here, Garen Justice, a native of Gilbert, West Virginia, he came there in 2009. The previous season, the team went 0-11. So they've been there in that same situation. All of a sudden, in a few years, he's the head coach. He turns them around. His wife works at the college there. He has some family from the college. So, yeah, are all these coaches that you beat in the season that you play against, are they pretty good old boys like we all say?
Oh, great. Matter of fact, the defensive coordinator that I was going against, Paul Price, he and I have known each other for over 30 years. And we're best of friends, get together every year at the coaching clinic, talk quite often. And it's kind of neat to go against them, but the fellas at Concord, really good coaches, good people, and we all get along very well.
They are, with him as the head coach, 5-0 on homecoming days, and they've won 7 straight homecomings, and now they are 5-2 against us overall in the series. I just wonder, we haven't talked about that during the year, about how the feeling is among all the coaches in the Mountain East. I know you see them in the preseason on the media day, and y'all have a chance to get together, and I'm sure they're all good old guys like we see all the time.
We all get along extremely well. We'll do anything to help one another, and it's really a good group of coaches. It really is.
I think it reminds me, I think when I was coaching down the road here, and one snow day I ran into James Colley at a Lowe's down in Abington, and we were drawing up plays with football cans. And I'm glad they didn't come by and say, "Can I help you? I could defend this." Okay, that's how we had time to kill. His wife was there. Would you?
You didn't
go shopping.
You didn't put 12 paint cans out there to stop his 11, did you?
I had 11. I had some gallon guys on the line. Now this week, of course, we'll talk about West Liberty in a few minutes here, but with the school being on break this week, I guess that changes your practice and gets you a full week of practice.
Oh yeah, we'll have the kids all week long. We'll be able to get some extra film in, get 2 hours worth of practice in each day, and so that's going to be a good thing for us.
Okay, going back to the game, I read the article by Tim Hayes, and Dorian Harris, the young junior running back from Floyd, made some comments. The first thing that stuck out to me is he made comments. It's not high school anymore. You got to jump out of that. We were all great football players, and he was a great running back for Winford Beal at Floyd High School, and had all kinds of rushing records up there. All of a sudden, he realized this is not college anymore. We were great high school players, and we're good college football players, but everybody else is out here pretty good too.
Oh man, you got to realize everybody was an all-star on their high school football team. And, these folks were playing against the recruiting across the country.
Yeah.
There's Division I transfers, junior college transfers, and it's the cream of the crop and great players.
Now, he's a junior from Floyd. He got his first rushing touchdown in his career. And I think a wide receiver from Kings Forks High School.
Cam Little.
He got his first touchdown reception of the year. And let's see, the freshman from Alta Vista, Donovan, first tackle game, 2 stops on special teams.
Oh, great kids right there. And all that's going to do is help us to continue to get better.
Zach Blair with 12 tackles. Jeremy Eubank, you said, had a good passing day. Now, Daniel Lewis saw limited time on Saturday. Are they still nipping?
Well, and it's like I told Jeremy on Saturday. I said, we need to try to switch something up here for a series or two. I said, it's not penalizing you or that you've done bad. You can't help that there were several balls dropped. He was doing exactly, and it doesn't matter with Jeremy. Whatever we've got to do to make our team better, I'm all for it.
And of course, Austin Dotson, being from Clinton, we talked about him there. He has 173 career stops now. Was a preseason All-American. One more local guy from down in Marion, Ethan Richardson, running back from Marion. Now he's kind of injured right now. He's on special teams. That's a couple of guys of local flavor right around here in the neck of the woods here. Okay, so there's that game's in the books. With 6 down, 5 to go. We're more than halfway through, and we're going to serve up some tennis here next year. We'll step out for a few moments here. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We're on location live in Norton, Virginia. All right, joining us right now is Danny Rowland, who has 4 times been named the Appalachian Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. He begins his 24th season of the UVA-Wise men's tennis coach, 22nd as the women's. He's led the teams to 6 regional appearances, including 2 national tournament appearances by the women's team. In the first Mountain East Conference match, Rowland claimed his 250th career collegiate win against West Virginia State. Heading to this season, he's compiled a total of 262 wins between the 2 programs, holds a 167-132 record on the women's side. UVA-Wise women claimed the 2006 AAC tournament title and hosted the NAIA Region 12 tournament before falling to regional winner Indiana Southeast. Led the UVA-Wise men's team to a program best 13-2 record during the 1999 campaign. He is a 1984 graduate, then we call it Clinch Valley College. I'm one of those too,
All right,
Highland
good.
Cavaliers. And the co-owner of Impressions Incorporated, resides in Wise, Virginia. Coach, so glad you come by and spend some time with
Well,
us.
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I just realized just a few moments ago as we looked at these pictures down there, Coach Sabo's down there. That's the guy we sat next to at the homecoming. I didn't realize that we were having our
Yeah.
hamburgers there and across talking to this person, this person. It's like, when you reacquaint at homecoming
Sure.
there. So how hard is it to coach two teams at one time? But it's the same sport. That's a good thing. But you got men and women. Is it tough?
It is tough. For the first, until 3 years ago, we were both a spring sport. So we had everybody at practice all the time. So now it's a little different. We do women in the fall, men in the spring, with what we call captain's practice for the other team, the non-championship team.
Okay, so the women are in their season now. Their tournament is next week. The men
Yes.
are in the captain's practice and we'll
Yes.
flip-flop in the spring.
Exactly.
Didn't know that's how it worked there.
Right.
But you still give them both equal value of time, right?
Well, in the fall, I tend to lean a little more towards the women, obviously. Just like the other day when we had a dual match, I stayed with the women the entire time. My assistants kind of handled the men.
And assistants, you have how many?
I have two assistants. John South has been with me for 15 years,
Wow.
and Gary Adams for 3 years.
Okay. Now let's do the thing we do nice for. Do the women first.
Okay.
Always
good.
ladies first.
Ladies first. That's a good thing. Keep them happy.
If you want to go through your I know y'all played a couple of matches this weekend away.
Yes.
If you will just go through your roster, talked about some of your players, it's time just to give them a mention here. And the reason I'm asking you to do that because half these names I can't pronounce.
pronounce? Okay,
So
well.
I'm going to learn how to pronounce
Well,
these.
the women's are a little easier to pronounce, except for our number one. So
Okay.
our number one is Dasha. We call her Dasha. Her name's Daria Tishenko, and I can even spell that now after spelling it a million times. So Dasha's
The more you're right, the more you're used to it.
yeah. I mean, if I spelled it wrong, who's going to know, right?
That's right. That's a good point.
She's from Ukraine.
Okay.
And she's a sophomore, and she pulled off a really big upset of the Charleston's number one player this year,
Okay.
who was ranked 10th in the region. Was on a really good roll there, and then she split her matches this weekend, but she's just a great person, a really good student, and just a pleasure to have around.
And since you mentioned she's from across the ocean area, how do you get a hold of these foreigners like that? I mean, I used to be if you got people from Virginia here at the college, you're doing good. They came out of state, you're doing real good. Now, out of the country, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, well, I don't take any recruiting trips to Ukraine, but it's all done over the internet, of course.
Okay, that helps now.
And 4 years ago, we got our first guy from Ukraine. We actually got two that year, and they're both seniors this year. Everybody else we've gotten from Ukraine has been friends of theirs.
Okay, that
So
helps. That helps.
That's
okay.
the connection, yes.
All right, you want to go through more of your
Our
players?
seniors, I'll just start with
Just
our
two of them,
seniors.
right?
Two
Just two of them.
seniors, Haley Thacker's from Elizabethton, with some ties to Norton. And
That's a
Janetta.
Norton name, Thacker. That's a Norton name.
Yeah, that's a Norton name. Janetta Knuckles is from Richlands. And Janetta's going hopefully to be a doctor, and Haley's going to be a nurse. So we've got some great students, got some really good kids. They've had really good senior years. They're playing really well right now.
So this is their final go around. They won't practice in the spring, will they?
Yes, they will.
They will come around?
They
Okay,
will still
okay.
play in the spring, even though I know Haley has clinicals. It's going to be a little bit tougher on her, but she assured me she's going to try to make every match and practice this
Okay.
spring.
Other members of your squad you want to go through?
We have one junior, Bailey Christopherotos. Bailey's from Fredericksburg area. I met her actually on a recruiting trip. Her dad is a teaching pro. He met Phil Robbins. They got connected that way. George contacted me. I took a trip up, looked at 3 girls, and actually landed 2 of them.
Coach Robbins did good for you, didn't he?
He's good for something. No, he did me a
said
good
that.
favor there. He'll kill me for saying that.
I know
But Bailey's a junior. She's a real steady little player, and so,
How do you determine what's the credentials for
Seeds?
Yes, that was
seeds?
my next question.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the girls have the luxury of where we start in August. We have warm weather that we can actually practice
Yes.
in, so we have what we call challenge matches. and you start. I put them down 1 through 8, 10, whatever we have, and then say 8 wants to challenge 7, and then 6 wants to challenge 5, so forth and so on. And if they win, they
move up a notch.
They move up a
Okay,
notch,
okay.
right? So we go from there, and then we stop once the season starts, and then if we move anything else, then it's up to the coaches to move.
Okay.
the
So
players from
before
there.
you actually get to your first match, so you start preseason. What kind of things do you do in the preseason to get ready to start these challenges?
Well, we do our conditioning in the preseason. We do it at 6:30 in the morning, which
We'll
is
get it rolling.
it's actually pretty pleasant.
Yeah,
then.
at that time of year,
yeah, at
yes,
that time of year,
yes.
it's really pleasant, and the girls don't really mind. It gets you going that early. So we do drills. We do, and then as the season gets closer to starting, we start working on doubles combinations to see who's going to play well with who, and who.
So a
Who
lot
meshes
of
with
that
him.
doubles is who plays the best with each other, I guess.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and because you can change your doubles every match. You can change, but we like to try to keep them steady. We've kept our number 1 doubles together all year long, and they've done really well.
So with only 2 seniors, I guess really the future of what you have left here is looking good.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, we're going. Let's see. Anything else you want to say about your women? Have we got it all covered?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So they have their conference tournament this weekend. and
Coming
they're
up
playing
Friday.
West Virginia Wesleyan again.
Right. Yeah, we knew when we played them on Saturday that we were going to have to turn around and play them again on Friday because the winner of that match was 4, the loser was 5, and 4 plays 5, obviously. So, it's a matter of how much you change, what do you change, what do you do between now and Friday. So
now, when you went this weekend, you left Saturday and played Saturday at Fairmont against Wesleyan. Then you turned around and went
Right.
to Davis and Elkins on Sunday.
Well, we made a stop first. We took the guys to Salem.
Okay.
We played Salem International that morning. They didn't have a women's team ready to compete yet. So we played Salem. We were on the phone with Davis and Elkins telling them about what time we were going to get there. We anticipated 1 o'clock. We ended up starting at 3 o'clock. So we did drive down to Davis and Elkins and played them. We won both of those matches,
Yeah.
which really gave us some confidence. And so.
Is the record that you have right now for the women about where you thought you'd be? A little bit worse, a
Well,
little better?
we're 7 and 6. We're 3 and 4 in the conference.
Lose, that's good.
Yeah, that's true. But we hoped we would get to the 10 win, but we didn't quite get there. We did lose some 5-4 matches. We lost some really close matches, and that
go
can
either
swing
way.
things around. Right. Yeah.
Now, if you win Friday, you turn around and play again and win.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed, who is?
West Virginia State.
Okay, so
Yes.
you hope you have a chance to see them.
They've won it ever since we've been in existence, 2-3 years now. But we play them tough. We played them tough this year. We did lose 9-0, but a lot of the matches were close. And, it's a challenge. That's what we want.
Yeah. Now, if you get to that stage, if you go on and win the conference, is there a next level to go to?
Yes.
Region? That's what I figured it was.
There's a region, and that could be anywhere from, they rank the regional teams, and the higher ranked teams host. So it could be Bluefield, it could be in Pennsylvania. It'll be in a region, but because we're probably the most southernmost team in that region.
A lot of travel.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of traveling, but that's what we look forward to.
Okay, do we want to see anything else about our women before we come back and talk about the men? We got the women covered.
I think so. I think we've covered them pretty good.
Okay, we're going to take a little break here and step back, and we'll talk about the men's tennis team. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We're on location live in Norton. Okay, now we're going to give our attention to the men's tennis team, which is they have their tournament in the spring, and I have gone through 40 minutes here and forgot to do our trivia question, so we'll try it real quick here. If you know the right answer, see Darrell, he's standing over here with us. Super Bowl is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. We talked about the gold yard lines a few weeks ago. And Super Bowl I was played in the Los Angeles Coliseum after the 1966 NFL season, January of 1967. Our own Carroll Dale was in that football game with the Green Bay Packers. They beat Kansas City that year, 35-10. If you can come by and tell Darrell the highest price ticket in Super Bowl I, the highest price ticket for Super Bowl I, there's Corey looking it up, and you get your free gift card, okay? The highest price ticket at Super Bowl I, it will blow your mind when you hear this. Okay. Coach, let's talk about your men who are in the captain's practice right now. Their season is in the spring. You've only played 6 matches, right?
6 matches, right.
So is it still the same process? Let's talk about the players on your team and go through who's where and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. We have 2 seniors. They're both from the Ukraine. I'll just say Vlad.
They are
and,
friends with
Oleg.
the lady. It's the same connection, right?
Right. They were all. There was one friend with everybody, and then of course now they're all friends. But yeah. So
it's good friends to have like that.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, when they got here 4 years ago, I think the first place we took them was to Walmart, and they had never seen anything like that.
Oh,
so,
they're now they know where everything's at.
Yeah. I think we went 3 times in 2 days. So, but they're really good players. They've adjusted well to America,
yes.
and they're just a joy to have around. And they're a good connection, a good pipeline to their friends back home. And we've gotten 2 more. Since then,
that's interesting.
and they're sophomores. They didn't know each other, but they're roommates now.
So we basically have a AAA farm team over there in Ukraine for tennis.
Pretty much,
That's nice.
Yeah. So, and then we have a freshman from England, from Burnley, England, Ethan Heron. Ethan's been a real pleasant surprise for us. He has a massive serve and just a heck of a doubles player and just a really good player. He's playing 3 right now for us.
Okay.
Now we've got 2 players that will join us in the spring. Vlad being one of them. He sit out this year. He had actually transferred out. He transferred back, so he had to sit out a year.
NCAA rules. Yeah.
And we had
got to play by them.
Another freshman from 2 years ago, Chris Armistead from Virginia Beach. He went to community college last year, and he'll be back with us. He's back with us now. He'll be eligible in the spring as well. So, we're 3-3 this fall, and we've got 17 matches to get to play in the spring, and we really look to have a much better lineup come springtime.
And that begins when the
February.
snow clears out in February. And when I say when the snow clears out, I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I remember winters in Wise County.
Yeah,
When
well,
the
we
snow
play
clears out,
a lot of matches indoors. Like LMU's getting a new facility. We're going to play them indoors in February. We used to try to play King indoors, but they don't do that now. But we've tried to go south and play as many teams south as we can early before our season starts. Yeah.
Now, talk about our facility here. We're the best around, the Humphreys complex.
Absolutely.
It's top of the line, isn't it?
It is, and we're planning a resurfacing next spring. As soon as the season's over, we're going to resurface those courts.
It's like you got to take care of a track, and track
It is.
you got
It is. It wears like anything.
It does.
And the snow really takes a beating on our courts.
So on this complex, how many actual courts do you have?
We have 6 courts. We have bathroom facilities. We have everything right there.
Plenty of parking right there.
Plenty of parking. Yes, and we have lights on all the courts too as well.
That's good. Is this a well-supported activity here for kids to come watch the team play?
Absolutely. This is a really big tennis community. I've played tennis here since I was 12. I played tennis for Clinch Valley here. So
Back in the day.
my brother played here. So it's a big tennis community, and we have a lot of people that come out and watch every match. We have some good crowds for our home matches.
Now, in terms of you being here 20-some years, it probably the most number of years consecutive for coaching here at this college, I would think. I don't know anybody else is top that.
There's only been about
I'm just talking any sport.
there's only been about 3 or 4 tennis coaches since tennis was first started here. But I think there's nobody else been here that long.
Which means if you've been here that long, you must like them and they must like you.
Evidently, yeah. Carol Dell hired me, and of course then Ray came along, and now Danny. So
Well, anything else you want to say about the men? Because their season really gets going in the spring, and we'll of course stay in touch with that and all that. And we have everything covered there. If anything else we want to say about the tennis program,
we have a couple local kids too. I'll give a shout out to. We have Blake Pienka from Norton.
Okay.
And from Noah Aldridge from League High.
Okay.
So we have some local kids, on the team, and they're playing right now. They're playing 5 and 6, having a good fall season. So, but we're going to be an exciting bunch to watch come fall, and I think we're really going to do some damage in the MEC. I hope.
Okay, so you'll have like it's fall break right now, so you got all the time to practice rest this week for the tournament come up front.
Right. Well, actually, the girls have 2 days off. Because we always, following a long road trip, we give them a little bit. We usually give them 1. We gave them 2. We'll be back at it Wednesday and Thursday. There's not many secrets now. We know what we're facing. They know what they're facing. So it's just a matter of fine-tuning and getting ready, making a few adjustments for the tournament.
Well, Coach Rowland, we certainly enjoyed having you. It's been very informative. I've learned a lot here. We'll have a quiz next week. Good luck to your women for the next weekend, and good luck for the men in the spring. And thank you so much for coming by.
All right, thank you for having me.
Okay, that's the head coach of the women's and men's tennis teams here. And we'll get back with Coach Lusk, talk about this week's game. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio, and we're on location here in Norton, Virginia. This Saturday will be the Meet the Cavaliers event, the first one of the year scheduled for Saturday. This is when you have a chance to meet the following members of teams, football players. It's a West Liberty game this Saturday. Football team, men's tennis, volleyball, and cheerleading teams will be there after the game to talk to people and meet some of the players and all that. And they've been trying this thing for a while here. Our game is West Liberty this Saturday. And before I forget, Corey Sanchez was our winner of Super Bowl I's ticket, the highest price ticket. And Corey says I was there. $12. I did remember watching on a black and white television screen back in 1967.
Wow.
And you remember that too, don't you?
No. I was 5.
Okay, well, that was going on back then. And I'll tell you what, to change the channel, you had to get out of your seat and do it.
Absolutely, and that was a chore.
Yeah.
And you had 3 to choose from.
Yeah, Channel 5, 11, and 19. Okay, Cavs looking for their first win. Well, we're having a good time, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Looking for a first win against West Liberty, a team that started at V Concord. And I think, Coach, what I've looked at here, they've kind of been up and down.
They're 3-3. They've played extremely well at home.
Like everybody else.
Exactly, and haven't played as well up to this point on the road. And but they've got a good football team as well, and they're going to be a tough challenge for us this Saturday.
They lost to Charleston 42-37. That's another team we haven't seen yet. They beat Concord during the year. They lost to McKendree 50-27. They lost to Fairmont 36-30. They beat Concord, Urbana, and West Virginia Wesleyan. So they're 3-3, 7th place, the lower echelon team in the Mountain East. But like you say, they're going to have some weapons out there.
No, I'm telling you, got a good quarterback, runs well, throws well, just a great athlete. I believe he's a transfer from either Arizona or Arizona State.
Yeah, he's averaging, he's got 208 yards rushing and 230 yards passing.
He does a good job.
You got to watch him passing, and got to keep an eye on him running the ball.
And then they have number 7, Derry Goodwin. That's a 6'4" receiver, kind of play him at tight end and split him out, and does a nice job, really does. And they've got a really good running back in the Ortiz kid, number 20.
Ortiz, yep.
Number 21. Had a bunch of yards rushing against Fairmont State in that loss, and but he's another one that we're going to have to watch out for. So they've got some good kids, they really do.
Yeah, Ortiz 4.6 yards per carry, so he gets the ball 3 times. There's a first down, 3 touchdowns on there. He's a sophomore. The quarterback, 6 touchdown passes, and 4 interceptions too.
Yeah.
So you got to keep an eye on that. The wide receiver, 23 receptions, 7 touchdowns, 341 yards. So again, we see this every week. Team that got some good weapons. Their defense though gives up 400-some yards per game.
Well, they've only got 4 kids returning off last year's defense. They've got one of their ends, Zach Barn, is back. Darnell Vickers, a 6'2", 285-pound defensive tackle. The anchor in, Quentin Sifford, 6'2", 235, is back. And they also return number 37, strong safety outside backer kid, and DeAndre Muhammad. But several of the other kids that are coming back and playing for it were in key backup roles last year. So they do have some experience. If we can possess the football there a little bit and take care of it and get Terrence Younger involved, hopefully we can do some good things against those folks on Saturday.
Their punter is a guy named Christian Morris, 14 punts, 43 yards per punt. He's also a field goal kicker. He's 4 for 6 in field goals, 13 for 14 PATs. Must be pretty standard.
True freshman.
Yeah,
and he is a good kicker. He really is.
Okay, now that you get to practice a little bit more full tilt this week, that's got to help.
Oh, it's got to help us, and and to get this extra time with the kids and to work on things, I think is going to be a big advantage for us this week. I really do, Steve.
And to meet the Cavaliers thing, this is the first time during football season we tried that, right?
We did it last year.
Second time.
We did it last year, and it's really nice for the parents, for the young kids, the fans in the community. I think we've got a signed jersey and a signed football that we're going to be able to give away, and but for the young kids to come out and visit with our folks. We've had several of our kids in the primary schools this year, and the Get Fit Week and going over and helping the teachers. The teachers get real excited about it. I don't know who gets more excited about, the teachers to help them out or the kids them being there.
Give kids a chance.
And but at any rate, that's anytime you can help kids in that regard is a great thing.
And I'm going to talk about fan support we had last Saturday. It was a rainy, miserable day. I think it rained all day, but we had a pretty good crowd over there.
Oh, we sure did, and
it's been Concord now,
and can't thank our fans and parents enough. They've been behind us every step of the way, and when you're 0-6 and having a tough year, that's really tough. But at the same time, the kids keep playing hard and keep doing their very best, and we're all going to keep doing our best. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to win. We all want to win.
Yeah.
We want to win just as bad as the next guy, and we're going to continue to strive to get there. But at the end of the day, you got to take care of kids, help them to get their degrees,
right,
and learn life lessons along the way. And there's something to be said for that as well.
Yeah. Going back to one more thing, going back to the article in the Bristol paper where Dorian Harris made a comment about, we're not in high school anymore, but he said this football team is not quit. And that's what I want to hear is after 6 games and lose 6 losses, this team can't quit.
No, and they're not going to. They're going to keep battling, and we've got a great group of kids. There's no doubt about it, and they're going to keep fighting, and we're going to get one here. We're going to get one soon.
That's what Dorian said. We're going to find one somewhere, and I hope it's this Saturday.
I do too.
Coach, good luck this Saturday. We'll see you out here, and let's pray for a sunny day.
Please. Thank you, Steve.
One last break here. You're listening to the UVa-Wise Coaches Show on the Wolf 92.1 WDIC Radio. We're on location, live in Norton, Virginia. Update on the Mountain East Conference Golf Championship up the road in Daniels, West Virginia. Nick England, golfer from Pound, Virginia, currently in 6th place, 2 strokes off the lead. That tournament continues all this week through Thursday. That's men and women, the conference golf tournament up in Daniels, West Virginia. Okay, this week, in addition to that going on here, we have women's volleyball at Lees McRae tomorrow at 3. They'll take on Brevard College in Banner Elk. That'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Golf continues today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Volleyball here against Urbana, 7 o'clock on Friday. And then we have women's tennis at the West Virginia against West Virginia Wesleyan in the Mountain East Conference tournament on Friday. Volleyball against Notre Dame. That will be here at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. And our football game will be Saturday afternoon. Pre-game at 12:30. The actual kickoff at 1 o'clock will be on AM 1430, Real Country WDIC. Now, coming up in just a few minutes here, we'll switch up to Tech Talk Live in Blacksburg, a couple minutes away for that. And then Friday night, our high school football crew is back on the road again for the one final time of the year during the regular season. Friday night, the Ridgeview Wolfpack will take on the Trojans of John S. Battle High School. It's down at Interstate 81, exit number 10, and it's up there on the hill. You can't miss it. And that game broadcast begins at 7:30 with the pregame show, Mike and Joe on the radio, and the actual game kickoff will be at 7:30 p.m. And then the Hokies are back on the air. They go down to Sun Life Stadium in Miami to meet the Hurricane, and we're talking about the football team, not another rainstorm. That's 3 straight weeks the Hokies have played in a torrential downpour, and they, of course, their latest victory was a 28-13 win over the NC State Wolfpack this past Friday night in Blacksburg, a rare Friday night home game, so they'll be on the air. 2 o'clock is our pregame show, and the actual kickoff 3:30 on FM 92.1 The Wolf WDIC Radio. So join myself and I think Danny will be on with us Saturday. Our pregame broadcast begins at 12:30, kickoff 1 o'clock on AM 1430 WDIC. So we say thank you for all our guests tonight here in Norton. We switch you now to Tech Talk Live in Blacksburg. So Steve Curran saying good night from Norton, Virginia.